this massive thing that happened between January 27th and January 31st, 2021 at the time we're filming this. As you know, that was the GameStop explosion, implosion, Wall Street bets on Reddit, all those things that you can Google and search and see all the stories on it. But I'm going to go behind and just take a look at Robinhood itself, picking up where the case study left off. In 2018, they were the darling that had dared to disrupt the financial services industry, to give you and me, basic people, the ability to open an account and go trade stocks. Great, wonderful. They had gotten venture capital money, they went along, they had a lot of people that were starting to use the platform, and I finished that case study with a cutoff date in 2018 when they were looking to hire a CFO that had the chops to take them to an IPO. And at that time, everybody thought that's where they were going, and I thought there was great promise for them. Let's pick up the story. So here we are in 2017 and 2018. And the orange line here is a number of users like you and me that had accounts that were using Robinhood. They were on this trajectory here. So ignore all this and let's just look at this spot right here, going from 1.3 billion valuation. That's a valuation that the investors that were investing money were investing at. So if you had put in $100 million here on $1.3 billion, you would have had like 1/13 of the company. So that was the company valuation. It had gotten up to 5.6 billion as they tripled from 2 to 6 million in users. Now you can see, if you look at that and you project right back down here past the Biz Doc logo to my old board from 2 years ago, you can see, wow, that was a damn nice trajectory that they were on. So from that point right there, they don't go public, but they keep cranking along. So what happens? Well, in 2019, they raised $323 million in a Series E, and the series of investments are usually have a letter A, B, C, D, E for each one you've been through. So Series E is like their fifth major round. They're off and running, and they went from 6 million to 10 million users with a valuation of 7 billion. So they're on a trajectory. This is a serious company now, not even public and already worth $7 billion. But you'll notice that it's worth that on authentic volume of real trades, which were at that point already approaching $150 billion of transactions a year. In other words, you add up the stock transaction that was made, and what is the total value of all those transactions? Well, they were eclipsing in 2019 already $150 billion. Stepping back 2018, at the time of the last case study, it was about $100 billion, and in 2017, 50. So you could see the trade transactions are following the valuation increase, which was following the number of users. It was all interrelated, and they got a real business here giving people like you and me an opportunity to get trades on Wall Street and have a stock account for $0 per trade, which was the disruptive point. And we'll get to who it was disrupting in just a minute. So they go there, and then you get to 2020, right before the fun starts, and they raised $200 million, $320 million, and $460 million. That's right, in 2020. So someone was there constantly raising money, constantly talking to investors. A lot of investors were probably pounding on the door saying, let me into this thing. I want a piece, let me in. Because they know it's going to have an IPO someday probably, and so they're rocking. And they're at 13 million users, and they crossed $10.2 billion in valuations. So let's stop right here a second before we get to boom, boom, and everything that happened at the end of January 2021 as we stand here. Actually, we stand here in February 2021 with all of the aftermath on the ground around us. So we step back and we look here and we say, was everything all rosy? Well, if you look at this side of the chart, it looks rosy. But there was something going on in here. To give a $0 trade, there has to find a way to pay it. How do you pay for the computers? How do you pay for the systems? How do you run a business? Well, Robinhood was charging for things like add-ons, having a savings account, loans, things like that. There were ways to make money. But if you take $0 for trades, the market has to respond. So other companies have to go $0 trades because they want the business of middle America. If you're putting $5,000 into a Robinhood account, well, somebody else else, like a Schwab or an E-Trade or a TD Ameritrade, they all want that money too. They'll take a $5,000 account for you and charge little fees and charge you per trades. They want your business, especially because it doesn't hardly cost them anything because it's an online account with all the security that you need online, but there's not like a broker actually working with you. When you call in, customer service, there's people there, but you're not assigned a broker with all the higher costs. It's really moving it to online, moving it to low cost, moving it to automated, moving it to no human touch. Your mouse clicks, you buy stock. Well, when you pick that down to zero, there's still costs to be covered. How did Robinhood get paid? Well, one of the things that they got paid for was a thing called payment for order flow, PFOF. So when Robinhood takes those trades, they're going to go to the stock market, and there's people that are doing the trading on the stock market. This is called order flow. Hey, I got 1 million orders today. What do you pay me for those? And there's little slivers of the actual stock transaction that's in there that becomes the payment for order flow. Well, guess what? The payment for order flow also can be tied to, do you want to send it to this organization to make your trade on the market or that organization? And what if Robinhood got paid a little sliver from this guy, but they got 2 slivers from this girl? Uh-oh. There's an incentive to, even though this is a little tiny bit, but it's bigger than this tinier bit, and they go that way. Well, guess what? Payment for order flow is how Robinhood was making money. Thanks for watching the short clip. If you like that and would like to see the whole episode, you can find it right here. And for even more, subscribe to this channel right here.